spot that I'm going to take down now is one that I set up, I think it was 2015. I was hunting a buck here and I'd nicknamed him Lucky. And Lucky was an old deer. We had a lot of history with that deer dating way back to 2008, I think. So it would have been, so he'd have been 7 or 8 years old, something like that. But anyway, that deer, I saw him one time in late October, kind of working his way through the grassy field on the other side of this little small food plot. So I figured he lived here. I mean, we had some summer footage of him in the next field over, and I just was determined that I was going to try to get that deer that season. In the process of hunting him, all the action was on this end of the field. And the redneck blind is on that end, and the deer would cross quite a bit back here. There was standing corn then, they'd cross and they'd disappear down off the side, would be on the southwest corner of the field. And eventually I thought, I've got to figure out what's back there. I've got to be in there someplace because there's just too much movement there to ignore it. So I went down in here and scouted this out really well. There's a big ditch that runs the full length of this valley, and the ditch is super deep the whole way, and it's pretty steep banks. There aren't very many places where the deer cross that. And that's one pattern that you can look for in this broken country, are those ditch crossings. Well, there wasn't really a good ditch crossing down there, so the deer were coming up and going through here around the top of the ditch and then going on their way. So I put a tree stand up right here at the top of the ditch, and I never did hunt it. Over the years, for whatever reason, I never got back on a buck here that I was excited about, that I saw that pattern really developing. But in 2016, Tyler Jordan from Realtree was hunting here on the farm, and he was hunting out of the redneck blind. He saw a fair amount of activity over here. Then he finally jumped in here and sat in that ditch. And Johnny Carter was filming for him, and Tyler and Johnny ended up killing a buck down there. So there was some action there, but it wasn't a hunt that I had myself. So I'm going to pull that one out. It's been, like I said, it's been probably 6 years that one's been up, and it's time to get that one out of there. But it's a cool spot, and no doubt it's a spot that could be really productive. You know, you just got to catch the right deer in this area that you're excited about hunting, and then I think catching him going around the end of that ditch would be a pretty good pattern.